Imagine this scene, a grand strategic showdown. Every single move, every decision, it's like a calculated gamble.
Yeah, high stakes.
Exactly. Two totally distinct philosophies, both pretty brilliant in their own way, just poised to collide. That's the electrifying scenario we're diving into today.
Welcome back to the deep dive. And hey, thanks for sending us these incredibly detailed notes. Really fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. On match B9, Bannock versus Mac, right? From the League of Legends Subpersonalities Tournament, July 31st, 2025.
That's the one. And for anyone curious, this Subpersonalities tournament is kind of a unique creative activity we heard about. It pits these distinct strategic archetypes, these subpersonalities against each other, not just individual players.
Which makes the strategy layer even more interesting, I think.
Totally. So our mission for this deep dive, we want to unpack this incredible match. Sources call it like a rich playbook of strategic calls and really thrilling moments.
We want to understand how these two contrasting strategic approaches really clashed on the Rift. You know, how it led to this super tense back and forth game where, well, macro mastery met mechanical mayhem.
Right. What were those key moments and why did one side actually win out in the end? That's the core question, isn't it?
Exactly. So let's kick off by looking at the teams themselves. Because, wow, the compositions alone tell you so much about what they were trying to do.
Oh, for sure. The draft is half the battle sometimes.
Okay, first up, Bannock's team. The notes call them the Commander's Vanguard. Sounds pretty imposing. What was their lineup? What was the game plan?
Okay, Bannock went with Shen top, Jarvan IV in the jungle, Azir mid, Ezreal ADC, and Taric support.
Interesting mix.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, like you said, is you can almost see the strategy right there. This team was built for strong, coordinated team fights, like textbook stuff.
Okay.
They had excellent peel, you know, protecting Azir and Ezreal, and really solid engage options with Jarvan and Shen, ways to start the fight on their terms.
Right.
This team was basically designed to scale, get stronger over time, control objectives, win those big 5v5s later on.
So a very disciplined approach, thinking long game.
Pretty much. Their strengths were really clear. That fantastic team fight synergy, the scaling potential, Azir and Ezreal get really strong late, and they had great disengage too.
How so?
Well, with Taric's ultimate, Shen's ult to save someone, they could get out of bad spots or reset a fight very controlled.
But where's the weakness then? There's always a trade-off.
Absolutely. The flip side is, while they're slower, their tempo early on isn't great. They need time to set up. They need vision.
Oh, okay.
And that makes them vulnerable, you know? Vulnerable to early skirmishes, getting disrupted before they hit their power spikes. They needed breathing room.
Gotcha. Needed time and space. Okay, so that's Bannock. Now, contrasting that, we have Mac's team, the Skirmishers Wildcards.
Yeah,
it's like the opposite.
Complete opposite, yeah. Their roster was Sett top, Lucian jungle, Ekko mid, Lucian ADC, and Rakan support. And this raises that important question, right? What strategic gambles are they taking just based on these picks? Mac's team, high tempo, brawlers.
What do you mean, brawlers?
Well, they have incredible power early on. Think Lee Sin, Lucian, Sett, and really slippery backline dive. Ekko, Rakan, Lee Sin can all get onto Bannock's carries from like unexpected angles.
So they want messy fights.
Exactly. They thrive in disorganized fights, jungle collapses, ambushes. Chaos is their friend.
Okay, so what are the pros and cons there for Mac?
Well, the pros are obvious. Strong early to mid game. They can dictate the pace. They're incredibly hard to pin down in fights, and they have damage threats coming from everywhere, multiple carries.
But the downside?
But downside is just as stark. They're scaling, much worse than Bannock's. If the game goes late, they're probably in trouble. They absolutely need vision dominance to make their plays work, and honestly, one wrong step, a bit of mispositioning, it could be fatal for them. High risk, high reward.
Okay, let's unpack this. I mean, you can already see it, right? These teams are just set up for this incredible clash of styles.
Totally. Discipline versus chaos, almost.
Bannock, the scaling, coordinated machine.
Yeah.
Against Mac, the hyper-aggressive early game fighters.
Yeah.
So how did this actually play out when they hit the Rift?
Well, the first 15 minutes, it was all Mac. No question.
Just complete dominance.
Pretty much. They came out swinging, rapid aggression, just like their comp suggested.
So tell us about it. What were the key moments? How did Mac get that lead?
Mac just crushed the early game. It really put a spotlight on Bannock's weaknesses, you know?
Yeah.
That slower tempo, being vulnerable early.
Right.
Top lane. Sett wasn't just aggressive. He shoved the wave hard, then solo killed Shen around 6.15, used flash, hit him with the haymaker, big play.
Ouch. And the jungle. Lee Sin versus Jarvan.
Lee Sin owned the jungle. He won the first little skirmish in the river against J4, stole Bannock's blue buff.
Big resource denial there.
Huge. And then he got first blood mid lane onto Azir with Ekko helping out. It was just complete control for Mac's jungle.
Mac just steamrolled the early game. And Rakan was active too, the notes say.
Oh yeah, Rakan was roaming constantly from bot lane, made a nuisance of himself. There was even a 3-man dive mid onto Azir again around 9.40 with Lee Sin joining in.
Brutal for Azir.
Absolutely brutal. And Mac didn't stop there. They picked up the first Dragon Mountain Drake and the first Rift Herald too.
Wow. Objectives on top of kills.
Which let them snowball Lucian really hard. He got an early Gale Force. They smashed the tier 1 tower. I mean, the early MVP had to be Lee Sin. Constant pressure everywhere.
Okay, so Mac's steamroll felt unstoppable. But Bannock, being the disciplined team, they must have had some way back in. Here's where it gets really interesting. What happened mid-game, say 15 to 25 minutes? How did Bannock fight back?
Yeah, despite that early chaos, Bannock managed to stabilize. They started grouping up, playing to their strengths, And this is where their scaling, their team fight power, really started to come online. It showed the strength of that coordinated late-game idea.
Any key plays?
Big ones. They caught Sett out topside jungle Shen, and Jarvan trapped him. Taric used his ultimate perfectly to save Ezreal from an Ekko dive. That turned into a 3-for-1 trade for Bannock. Huge swing. They got the mid tower off that.
Nice. A moment of control for them.
And then the really big one, Baron steal.
Oh, tell me more.
So Mac tried to force Baron around 21 minutes. They'd caught Taric out, thought they had an opening.
Risky, but potentially game-ending.
Exactly. But Azir pulls off this incredible Shurima shuffle, his ultimate. Puts up a wall, cuts off the pit.
Wow.
And Ezreal just snipes Baron with a true shot barrage from downtown, steals it right out from under them.
That is massive. So what does this all mean for Bannock? I mean, they look dead and buried, but this sounds like a real comeback.
It means they stuck to the plan. It started working. That Baron buff let them rally. They won a big fight mid lane right after. That Shen ult coming in, Taric making people invulnerable.
Yeah.
Their combo finally clicked. They took 2 towers off that fight, got another dragon. Things were looking up for Bannock.
And the MVP for that phase.
Gotta be Azir, right. That Baron steal was game-changing, and his zoning with the Emperor's Divide, keeping enemies back. Crucial.
Okay, so Bannock fights back, the game evens out. Moving into the late game, 25 to 35 minutes, this sounds like it became a real chess match.
Very much so. High stakes, lots of maneuvering. Mac knew they couldn't just win a straight 5v5 against Bannock's comp now.
So what did they do?
They tried to adapt. They started sending Ekko and Lee Sin into the side lanes, trying to split push, break up Bannock's 5-man death ball, that strong grouped formation.
Applying pressure from different angles. Smart.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how Mac, even with worse scaling, created chaos again. They looked for picks, exploited tiny mistakes. It raises that question,
Yeah.
How vital was that adaptability for Mac against Bannock's late-game power?
So did it work? Did the chaos strategy pay off again?
It led to a really messy, crucial team fight in your Baron around 29.50.
Okay, set the scene.
Rakan goes in, lands this huge engage on Ezreal. Taric gets the ultimate off, saves him. But Lucian doesn't care. He flashes in anyway, gets the kill on Ezreal.
Aggressive.
Super aggressive. And at the same time, Sett uses his ultimate to basically dunk Azir into Mac's backline. Just total disruption. You can just imagine the comms, right? Go, go, go.
Wow. That sounds decisive.
It really was the turning point. Again, Mac secured Baron off the back of that fight.
And used it.
Pushed down the top inhibitor by 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Bannock is forced back. They lose map control, lose jungle vision.
The momentum shifts back to Mac.
Completely. And then the final blow, around 34.40, Mac starts posturing around Elder Dragon, baiting Bannock in.
The big one.
Yep. The fight starts. Ekko does a great job zoning Bannock's backline, keeping Ezreal and Azir out of it. Rakan lands a charm on Jarvan.
Takes the jungler out of the fight.
And Lucian and Sett just clean up the rest. Game over. The Nexus falls at 35 minutes, 18 seconds.
Wow. What a roller coaster.
Mac takes the win. Final score, 24 kills for Mac, 20 for Bannock. Mac got first blood, first dragon. Bannock got that first Baron steal, but it wasn't enough in the end.
Okay, match summary time. The notes call out Lee Sin from Mac's jungle as the overall MVP. KDA of 6-11. Sum up his impact for us. Why him?
Lee Sin's impact was just immense. From minute one, that early pressure, it basically won every lane for Mac. He secured vision, shut down Jarvan. He wasn't just getting kills, he was creating constant pressure and opportunities, game-defining performance.
Makes sense. Anyone else deserve a shout-out?
Yeah, have to mention Lucian, too. Honorable mention, for sure. He was that high-damage cleanup guy for Mac.
Yeah.
Took some really risky all-ins, but they paid off. Got several solo kills on Ezreal, too. Fearless, you could say.
So looking back, the sources called it a battle of discipline versus firepower. Seems about right.
Yeah, it really does. Bannock's coordination, their vision, their late game plan, it almost got them there. They played their style well.
Okay.
But Mac's sheer relentless aggression, that superior tempo, especially early, it just turned the tide. Like the notes say, sometimes the best defense is a wild offense.
It's a great summary, and really, this deep dive, it wasn't just about one LOL game, was it? It felt like a masterclass in strategic flexibility.
Adaptability, too. And just the power of momentum.
Yeah. It shows you how strengths and weaknesses play out, how unexpected moments like that Baron steal or that final chaotic fight can totally shift everything, even against a really disciplined opponent.
Absolutely. The dynamic nature of strategy in action.
So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Consider how often in life, maybe in business or personal projects, even just, casual stuff, how often does the strategy that looks weaker on paper actually win? Maybe through just sheer audacity or that perfectly timed bit of aggression. How often have you seen that wild offense really pay off when maybe logic said it shouldn't?
It's a great question. When does breaking the mold work?
Exactly. Maybe reflect on your own experiences. Times where perhaps a disadvantage was overcome by doing something unexpected, changing the tempo completely. It's fascinating to think about.